Good morning, everyone. I'm out here taking a walk, and I thought while I take my walk, I'll spend a little time with you. Tell you what's on my mind, what is thinking today. As I walk through this grass, as you can see me walking through this grass. Okay. Taking a shortcut around. Never did this before. I thought I'd do something different today. How about that? You know, every day is a new day. You think you were the same as you were yesterday, but no, you're not. Either you have grown in a certain area of your life, you have taken something new, or you have let something go, but you're not the same as you were yesterday. But you have to accept the person you are today, okay, and continue to move forward. You're changing for a reason. You're growing older for a reason. You can't live forever, so you can't stay the same forever. We say that God never changes, but is that true? I don't know. God's creation is the same. I don't think it ever changes. It is complete as to what it is supposed to do to sustain life on this earth. So, as far as God's changing, in my mind, I would say, I think so. God is always creating, and making things new. So if God is making things new, then mind is changing things. And if God has a mind, I don't know. Life is just as strange to me as it is to you. But we're here, and we're living a life, and we are questioning ourselves as to how was this world created. And we are thankful, at least I am, that I can experience it. Because life is a beautiful thing. There's a lot of bad in it, but why? Who knows? One day, maybe, in another life, we'll come to find out. Maybe. But as I walk, I just want to say, for you who are, thinking about your life and everything that's going on right now, with the government being shut down, don't let that bother you. If it's not affecting your lifestyle, it's nothing to worry about. The people that's on the internet, blah, 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 about this and that, it's going to happen. Oh, you're not going to get your food stamps, and this is going to be cut off, and people are running to the store, and they're in Walmart stealing food, and there's going to be a food shortage. There's going to be this. You're going to be cold this winter because they're increasing electricity, and you're not going to be able to afford your electricity bill, so they're going to put you out in the cold. They can't put you out in the cold. They're not going to do that. And if electricity do go up, well, the best thing is pay what you can and don't worry about the rest. You know, as long as you're paying your bill, they can't shut you off. You know, so, and about food, and if you lost your job, we have to learn to adjust to changes, even if they're good or if they're bad. If you lose your job, that means you might have something in your home that you can sell to make some money off of, to buy food. You know, you may have a skill that you can start utilizing and making money off of. But the one thing that you don't want to do is borrow money, because only thing that is doing is putting you more into debt. That is going to make your problem even worse. So stick it out, bear with it, use your mind, talk it over with people, hear what they have to say, and try to make the best of it. If you have to go without, go without. If it's not going to affect your life, you know, if it's a life or death situation, no, you do what you have to do. But if it's something small, like, okay, you didn't make no money today, or you couldn't sell anything today, or, you know, the food bank couldn't give you anything that, you know, or whatever, you're not going to die because you missed a meal that day. Growing up as a child, I remember many times I went without any food. We were so poor. That was in the cotton picking days. You know, I wake up in the mornings throwing up, brown, my stomach, brown, something in my stomach, brown, you know, because I haven't eaten in maybe a day. Went to bed. I grew up in a large family. You know, if you wasn't there when the dinner was done and you late and everybody done ate up all the food, oh well, you missed out. And I found myself in that situation a lot. I remember coming home from school one day for lunch. In kindergarten. I remember kindergarten. I walked home, my grandma, she was in a wheelchair, she's sitting there. I go in there. I'm like, hi, Big Mom. She like, hi, hon. I go past her, go in the kitchen looking for me something to eat, make me a sandwich or something. Honey, even if it was a sugar sandwich. Honey, there was nothing in there for me to eat. The cupboards were bare. You hear me? Bare. I go back in there, I'm like, Big Mama, I said, it ain't no food for me to eat. She says, nah. I said, no. She said, well, here, take this, hon. I got this much. She said, it ain't much, but she told me where to get it because she's in a wheelchair. She can't do for herself. So she told me where it was. I went and got it. She said, you take that and you go stop by the store on your way back to school and you buy you something to eat. You hear? I said, okay, Big Mama. So that's what I did. So I bought me a little snowball. Those, you know, those pink or white coconut covered. Yeah, snowball. Yeah, I used to love those growing up. So I bought one of those. It was 2 in a pack. So I got to school and I'm standing outside my classroom and waiting for the bell to ring, the lunch bell, the end of lunch bell to ring, so I can go back to class. And so while I'm sitting there eating my snowball, there's a little white girl, white or Mexican, that's sitting down at my feet. And she's looking up at me, eating, you know. And me being the person I am, I look down at her and I can't take it. I can't stand there and eat and she's hungry. And I said, I took another bite from what I had left, what I didn't eat, and I handed it to her. And boy, she snatched that from me, and boy, she gobbled that up. And she was satisfied, and I was satisfied. So, you know, you're going to have to do without for as long as you can do without. You know, I'm even to this day right now. You know, I can go to the store and get food and whatnot, but, you know, that's more money out of my pocket as I am going through this struggle. Well, it was my choice to go to this place and rent so that I can build up my inventory. Okay, there's a sacrifice I was willing to take. So it's a hardship on my income. Okay, so it's a struggle. So I have to live through it. I have to do whatever I can. And missing a day without eating, or eating one meal a day, if that's just a bag of tortilla chips and guacamole, well, that's all it's going to be. And I'm satisfied with that. You know, or I may not be hungry and just say, you know, I don't want nothing. I just go to bed without eating. You know. And so that has been my life this year, and it's what I have chose. So we have to make a choice in life as to how we going to live that life. What do we need to do to survive? You know, and make the best decisions we can make for ourselves. You know, some things we can do without. Like I said, if you go a day or two without eating, it's not going to kill you. It's going to help you. Your body is going to readjust itself. It's going to start building itself up, getting rid of bad toxins and this and that. And you'll be better off. You won't be worse off. You know, if you have to pay on your utilities, not pay it off, pay what you can on it so you can feed your children, do that. But don't listen to these people. Don't listen to these people talking about you got to go to the store and you got to steal some food. Or, you know, if you don't pay, scaring you that if you don't pay your bill, they're going to shut you off or this or that. Blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff. Some people, they like fear. They live on fear, seeing people react to what they're seeing, and all they do is sit back and laugh, you know. But I wanted to get on here and talk to you about making wise decisions in these days ahead while we are going through this government shutdown. And this government shutdown, Trump said he was going to do this when he got in office. He said this is what was going to happen when he got in office. Not this shutdown, but all that's surrounding it. You know, the domino effect that what he does, you know, is occurring. But he's taken us back to the Constitution. We didn't know it, but we were being infiltrated, and the DEMs has a lot to do with that, and bringing us down, destroying America from the inside out. And they were using us as pawns to accomplish that. Trump said these agencies, like the IRS, which he wanted to get rid of, that is one of those agencies that is unconstitutional. We shouldn't be paying taxes as a national of the United States. No, we're not supposed to be paying taxes. And that's why he has the tariffs. The tariffs is he's using to take the place of taxes, so that burden doesn't fall on us, you know. that we will get a cut of that profit that's coming from the tariffs. Yes, when you hear him talk about a rebate coming, he calls it something else. I can't think of it right now. It's a banking term that they use. Yeah. So he speaks of that, of him wanting to give it back to the people. And that's coming from the tariffs. And that is to be expected of our government once it is up and running like it is supposed to. You know, the profit that this government make should be going to the people, not taken from the people to make profit and then give it to others. No. Trump is trying to do it the right way. So if we are fighting against ourselves, then we are going to defeat our own selves. So we can't do that. In this day and time, we have to be wise. We don't need all this stuff that they selling us. We have to say no to some things. AI, I'm going to tell you right now, is one of those things. This new technology that they got out, this real ID, this ID cards. Y'all, this is not a beautiful thing. Don't accept it. If you want to be that man in the mirror and you want to make a change, then this is your chance. This is your time right now, because we as a society, a people, a nation is fighting for our freedom, whether you know it or not. I know it. I'm trying to do my part. I'm spreading the word. I'm trying to tell you what I know and what I understand so that you can see and understand. These agencies, the IRS, the motor vehicles department, child support department, all these places that's ripping us off of our money are functioning unconstitutional. Okay? We didn't know that. But a lot of us has waken up and we know. How? Because Trump has said it. This is what's happening. This is the mega movement. We are fighting for our constitutional rights. We are going back to the Constitution. The Supreme Court has already overturned the Chevron deference that took away our freedoms. The Supreme Court overturned it, gave us back our freedoms. So as a whole, we must understand that these companies don't have no authority over us. We are free. We shouldn't be taxed. We shouldn't be paying this, paying that to live here in our own or on our own land. Okay, so please come to that understanding. Recognize where we are today and come and be a part of it. Be a part of this movement and let's make a change. Be that man in the mirror. All respect to Michael Jackson, who knew before he left this earth what was going on, and bless his soul. And so I'm going to say to you, until the next video, bye-bye.